Providence cop is allowed to return to work after pleading no contest to assaulting a handcuffed suspect. The recent ruling once again sparks debate over how police officers are punished in Rhode Island.
You know, the rules are now changing after years of controversy, but it's still not enough for critics. Brian Crandall takes a closer look.
5 years after this, Providence Police Sergeant Joseph Hanley can return to work following a 45-day suspension. That was the decision last month from a Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights, or LEOBOR panel. The city wants to fire Hanley and is now appealing in court.
Joseph Hanley has no business ever serving as a police officer again.
State Representative David Morales of Providence.
Because of the outdated and broken system we have known as LEOBOR, he is able to be reinstated.
Hanley was accused of hitting a handcuffed suspect. Hanley's lawyer has said they would have preferred he was cleared altogether, but that the LEOBOR panel's decision was consistent with 25 years of disciplinary history for similar infractions. And the defense of LEOBOR from the author of the panel's decision is that the public doesn't get to see the whole story in a snippet of video, and that politics played a role in the city's move to fire Hanley.
Reality is, we saw a defenseless man who had already been detained being beaten.
Years of criticism of LEOBOR decisions in the past led to changes in the law a year ago. The Hanley case was the last under the old system. Woonsocket Chief Thomas Oates heads the State Police Chiefs Association.
There's a lot of safeguards that have gone in that were not there in place before, and it'll be interesting to see, but it's definitely a better process.
Under the old format, a panel of 3 police officers would decide the officer's disciplinary fate. Each side, the officer and police department, would pick one representative and then agree on the third, who in a lot of cases would break the tie and decide the outcome. The new system now in use expands the panel to 5, a retired judge, a lawyer, and 3 police officers randomly selected from a pool of candidates who've gone through a certification.
The important component that we always felt was you have to have police officers involved in that decision process, deciding whether the officer's actions were right or wrong. Use of force is something that always looks horrible. Only people who do that work have an understanding of that.
The new system also allows police chiefs to hand out stiffer suspensions without having a hearing. But critics last year did not think the reform went far enough in allowing chiefs to immediately fire officers accused of using excessive force. Morales thinks the panel system should be scrapped altogether.
In many other jobs, it is the respective employer, in this case it'd be the police department, city government, the executive branch, to make that determination. I don't think we should have a special set of rules for generally any occupation, much less one that should be accountable to the community.
We're aware of 2 cases now making their way through the new system. The first, Tiverton officer Jacob Raposa, who was convicted of disorderly conduct last spring after being accused of threatening students on social media and triggering his stun gun near students and staff while he was a school resource officer, and later pleaded no contest to simple assault in a separate case where he was accused of slapping his son. The other case is one we reported earlier this year. Westerly fired Officer Timothy Chikorka over use of force on a suspect, but the officer is fighting it.
I say let's see how the process works. We think that we have a really good process here.
Morales says he will try again in the next legislative session to repeal LEOBOR altogether. Brian Crandall, NBC 10 News.